Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news. We've got another new Alpha 3.19 PTU patch, which clears up a load more stuff. And then I wanted to jump into a couple of Reddit threads that I've seen. One of them being a long-standing issue with VRAM and sort of performance has now potentially been fixed. And we also have a little bit of, I suppose it is huge speculation. It's a massive amount of speculation because some of the Idris M's interior, so that big frigate capital ship, it looks like some more of its interior has been done. So maybe we could see a tour of it for Fleet Week, maybe, or maybe Cloud Imperium are just, allowing it to dock with some stuff. So let's start with Alpha 3.19 on the PTU, some new patch notes, updated PTU. Some cool stuff here. They continued optimizing Lorville with a level of detail pass and a performance polish pass. Mining and hand mining also had a polish pass. You can now use the mouse wheel to control throttle with Alt and mouse wheel to control laser intensity for your mining beam. I do just want to iterate that Lorville looks absolutely fantastic and is performing pretty well frame rate wise. I mean, it's not perfect. It's very much alpha still, but it's looking significantly better. It's performing a lot better in this patch. Yeah, really loving that. And just mining and salvage in 3.19, especially with all these sort of bug fixes, yeah, is a dream. It is night and a day. We also had various fixes for this patch. So various issues with the Area 19, a new player experience, that tutorial have been done. So you can actually complete the tutorial much more readily. There's less things that can go wrong with it. The Anvil Centurion, you can now actually get into it and use it. They fixed charge information being missing on the mining UI for smaller asteroids and fragments. The failed negotiations mission, players would instantly die when in the no gravity section. That's been solved now, which is good. Wallace Klim was getting stuck under the floor near hangars after sort of being streamed out and in again. That's now solved, and they've also fixed the timer for unlawful salvage missions not showing in the contract manager. And in addition to this, they fixed 3 client and 5 server crashes, and that patch pretty stable, looking pretty good. Now, a couple of other little things. Some of the known issues have been solved as well. Unable to send friend requests on the main menu appears to have been fixed, which is great because now you can get your friends in the game more easily again. And the medical beacons not returning to the contract manager after being abandoned when they're still sort of, active and someone wants to be rescued. That now is working again. A couple of known issues, new ones have popped up. Player corpses will not despawn around Grimhex. Also, food items lack the store option from Inner Thought. So, yeah, they are plowing through with this. We do know that it's going to be relatively soon they're going to release this because it has to be on or by the 19th of May, and I'm expecting this probably to go out to live pretty soon. I mean, they could go live with 3.19 as soon as this weekend, potentially, because the patch is genuinely looking pretty good. I suppose it's depending on whether they feel that it's ready or not. So either this weekend or mid next week would be my expectation. Fleet Week next week, 19th of May. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, assuming that the servers don't implode because of the new deployment of 3.19, but it is unlikely to be worse than 3.18. In fact, it is likely to be much, much better. And talking about 3.19 being better, I saw a Reddit thread. Latest 3.19 PTU build has fixed a long-standing VRAM issue. So the original poster here asserts that, and that they're extremely happy that they have higher frame rates and potentially a VRAM issue that basically Star Citizen was using an absurd amount of VRAM until you alt-tabbed in and out, or even after that was sort of in the game. And that appears to have been solved in the latest PTU build, at least for them and some other users. Now, this is a bit anecdotal because Star Citizen, it's an alpha, it's a mixed bag, it's unoptimized, and a lot of these solutions and things that people say on Reddit forums and when you're streaming or whatever are homebrew solutions. They are anecdotal and it may have worked for them, it might be magic thinking, but it does look like some optimizations here have vastly improved this, so you don't have to mess around with alt-tabbing and doing weird things to fix a lot of the optimization issues around the cities of Star Citizen. Lorville, it was optimized, and I actually think that optimization that they made on that fixed a few other things. From what I've been seeing, frame rates across a lot of different systems seem to have improved and become a bit more stable, but it's also worth remembering that lots of other reasons may improve frame rates, like just getting the latest graphics drivers, updating your computer. Now, CIG's Sylvan did reply to this thread saying, I've never heard nor have I seen anything about this. I also do not know about any graphics changes that we did in 3.19. I've did one optimization for character rendering, which also decreases the load on GPU quite significantly, but I wouldn't think that it would cause such a fallout, but you never know. Glad it's fixed now. By the way, you can always ping me on Spectrum or join their Discord there. And I've just recently joined Sylvan's Discord myself because I thought it was a nice place to see the sort of some of the CIG devs chill out, and I might get some inklings for dev information there occasionally. He went on to say, I'm always eager to figure out what's going on, or at least forward it to the respective team. Another user sent a follow-up. Now that you've mentioned it, I've always noticed that my performance is a bit slower when I have complex, heavy armor equipped and many items on it. I guess that's the case, right? So basically the user there saying, if I've got more complex scene, if more stuff's going on with me, and the sort of system's rendering it, is that going to cause me to have lower frame rates, right? Sylvan again replied here, nope. Okay, I will go into this in a bit more detail. Our DNA tech uses compute shader to deform the face and all attachments. However, I've noticed that we don't do this on all characters at every distance, which is just a waste since you wouldn't see those deformations after a certain distance anymore. So now if your characters are too far away, they don't kick off any compute jobs anymore. This also saves VRAM, since for each deformation we need to save the result in an intermediate buffer so we can render it later. In Orison, this saves up multiple hundreds of compute shader executions, which is quite a lot. You may actually be able to see it if you set your spec to low and use a highly deformed character. After a certain distance, the head will switch back to a default head. Again, another follow-up to that with the poster here saying, but the thing is, what if something is on high res, like 4K, and they zoom into that character? Would it upgrade the quality, or would it just stay fuzzy until the real character distance changes? Sylvan replied, the LOD level of detail of objects are dependent on the field of view. So if you zoom in, everything will become higher detailed, so it's not an issue. I just thought it was an interesting thing to see on sort of Reddit there, with Sylvan giving some answers. I do know that Cloud Imperium have done some fixes for obviously Lorville and keep on doing various performance improvements and sort of polish passes and buffs, and some of those little fixes I think have caused some of the older problems to be solved here with performance, at least to some degree. I'm sure there's still going to be a load of people that are having a load of issues because, alpha, as I've said. Another post I saw on Reddit was that the Idris M has a little bit more interior for 3.19. Now, I'm not sure to what extent it has more interior of the ship done, and it might just be a little part of the airlock. It might just be a little tiny bit done, but it's also possible that they're getting stuff ready for Fleet Week so that you can do an Idris tour, maybe, or at least the Idris can dock and have the appearance of actually being docked. I want the Idris and Javelins in players' hands as soon as possible, but obviously they need to be completed first. We do know that Cloud Imperium, before they actually are given to us as a fully formed ship that we can use properly, they want to get the resource management system done and probably want to have some more of that physicalized component stuff done before getting those capital ships into our hands. However, that doesn't preclude something like an Idris tour in the same way that we have a Javelin tour that typically turns up at Fleet Week. I mean, I'm hoping that one day we get a Bengal tour. Now, this will teach me to actually read a Reddit post in a bit more detail. I've seen that they've actually posted quite a lot of shots of the interior of the Idris, which is an interesting one because I did not believe that there was quite so much. Again, my original points still stand. It might just be giving the some of the internals to give the appearance of docking, but there is a lot more than just the docking point or anything like that shown. There's a good amount of the interior now sort of there. Whether that's intentional for 3.19 for some purpose or not, we don't know. But big ups to Tactical Ferrets, which is the person that posted that thread on Reddit, at least the one I saw. I will chuck all the links down below for you to peruse anything like that. I am really interested in knowing what you think about the Idris potentially having more interior for 3.19 and Fleet Week? Do you think we're going to get a tour of that, or something interesting there? Or do you think it's just a mistake, or just as Cloud Imperium build out some of these ships, they don't want to keep on having placeholder bits for these ships when, you know, they're getting completed? Are you excited for Fleet Week? Are you excited for 3.19? Do you think 3.19 is going to deploy to the live servers and actually be a great patch? Obviously, I'm really interested to know your experiences in 3.19 on the PTU. Whatever your thoughts, though, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but give him a NordVPN subscription using nordvpn.com/BoredGamer, or the links below, and he'll browse the internet more safely and with greater accessibility for a lifetime, or at least until his subscription ends. He can then shop for his own fish from places like Tesco's, Walmart, or Asda or something. It also makes a fantastic gift. Next time you go to a dinner party or a wedding, bring them a NordVPN subscription. Bam! You'll be the talk of the town, and it's certainly better than bringing a fish. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to go further to support the channel, then use that join button under my videos or the Patreon links below. That would be amazing. It goes a long way to helping Zin and I be able to create daily videos, and you'll get some exclusive perks, including some videos, posts, and polls to help guide the channel. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For May, it's for an Origin 400i, the luxury exploration touring ship capable of taking 3 crew to distant stars. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. To be in for a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details down below. Thanks very much for watching. I hope to see you in the verse.